This is like Starbucks with no coffee. This is weird doing this without Lauren Moss. She is off on vacation. Joshua Short with you. Welcome to Something Extra or something. Look, we are in an interesting point right now in the newsroom. I want to give you guys a little bit of a backdrop. What we're going to talk about today, it's sports related, baby. We're talking March, even though technically it's April 1st when I'm recording this. So this is no joke. Obviously, I'm by myself. That is not a joke on this April Fool's Day. Also not a joke, Olivia Miles, guard for Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish women's basketball team, has announced she is going to forego the WNBA draft and instead enter the transfer portal. Big news. Huge news. I think it was a shock to me when I found out last night while watching some of the NCAA games, some of the Elite Eight games, and saw the ticker at the bottom of the screen. And I think a lot of you Notre Dame fans, Irish fans out there, were shocked too. And I get it. Here's where I want to make a clear, obvious statement as a journalist, but also as a person. We don't know what we don't know, okay? Stop acting like you know when you don't. We do not know unless you talk to her on a consistent basis. And Olivia Miles said, I'm doing this because of this. We don't know, okay? We could all be presumptuous, which I might dip into some presumption here doing this podcast, but we just don't know. So we have to preface everything that we believe, think, and say based off of lack of knowledge, lack of verification, confirmation, unless some of you got more sources than me. And I'll tell you right now, I doubt it. But I can tell you that based off of everything that we all know about Olivia Miles right now, the report coming down from Shams Charania with ESPN, she is going to not go number 2 in the WNBA draft as is expected for her. She is instead going to take her talents to another team. And that's where I want to start today. I want to start with that idea on its head. First off, wow, big deal, right? In the world of sports in general, let alone college athletics. But this is a big deal for Irish fans because she held this team down for the better part of 4 years, right? And look, she stayed. She got her degree. She did what she was supposed to do. Took her team to the Sweet 16 and did it with pride. And this coming off a season where she was injured. Look, she is, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, I think she is one of a few players in the last several years. Her numbers were just fine. Obviously, those numbers dipped a little bit lower during the tournament and the last few games of the season. Nonetheless, she's a beast on the court. I've had the opportunity to talk to her, and she is as humble as they come. And I think that's the part that I'm going to miss about Olivia Miles. She's so graceful, man. She has done so much on the court. She does a lot off the court as well. And I think that a lot of people who have seen her out and have seen her in the markets and at the Trader Joe's and in the streets and on campus, they know that I'm right about that. Here's what I have to get off of my chest as it relates to all of this. I think we, particularly Notre Dame fans, the really big time Notre Dame fans, are so interesting to me. I'll put it that way. Interesting to me. Whether it's football, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, doesn't matter. The fans in general, fans are fans, right? You're passionate about your team. You love your players, right? I get it. That comes with fandom. But to say things like, oh, this makes sense. Coach Ivy isn't a good coach. We need a new coach. Let me remind you that she's done a lot in the last few years. I would love to go through the tail of the tape here, but I don't think I need to because I think people get it. If you are an actual fan, I don't need to do that. Coach Ivy is one of one, right? She didn't get this job by accident. She coached in the NBA. I think Coach Ivy is pretty good at her job. I am dipping into presumption at this point. I don't think it has anything to do with coaching because I think every one of those players love their coach. I think Coach Ivy is outstanding at what she does, personally. I've talked to Coach Ivy. A lot of people on the team have talked to her, and she is passionate but loves her players, and those players love her. I can sit here and tell you if I'm dipping into presumption. a few things for those of you who aren't really in tune with how things are with the WNBA. This could have been a business decision by Olivia, right? Olivia could have chosen, and she has the right to, by the way, she could have chosen this because she thinks it's a better opportunity for her, right? This could be a better business decision to stay and get better as a basketball player. That's one side of the coin, right? She was just off of injury. Maybe she feels she could accomplish a little bit more. And look, there are a lot of people who feel like they don't want to move on to that next level without achieving as much as they possibly can at the current level they're in. This is in life in general, right? And so maybe she wants to win a national championship. Maybe she wants that. And so she has the right to say, I want to dip into the transfer portal and go to another team that has potentially a shot at it, a shot at the chip. She's got the right to do that. Let's not also get it twisted. There's a lot when it comes to NIL right now, when it comes to collective and money, the bag, as the kids like to say. She's got opportunities, man, off the court to make money. And here's what people don't know. There's this collective bargaining agreement in the WNBA right now that doesn't kick in until after the 25 season. So she could be playing this way smarter than we even realize. You know, we like to think we're intellectuals as fans. But she has to live this life, not us. And so she's thinking long term, I believe, too, because look, why go to the WNBA now if you've got another year of eligibility before this new deal with the WNBA kicks in that involves a lot more TV money, and therefore you get paid a lot more if you're a draft pick in your first year and in your first 4 years contract, right? So maybe she's thinking on that level, too. The point I'm trying to make is she can do what she wants. I get it. Us as fans, we want our players to be ours. We want our team to be the best team. And when you look at someone like Olivia Miles, who can blame you for being upset, right? Look at her numbers alone, but then also the leadership that comes with what she does, the camaraderie with that team, which is my last point. We don't know what's going on at Notre Dame either. Again, dipping in presumption, which I can do on this podcast. We don't know the situation there at Notre Dame. Maybe she can make more money at another school and get what she wants in terms of a national championship that Notre Dame maybe cannot give her. We don't know. We don't know the relationship she has. Look, we know that she and Hannah both are stars together on that court. We've seen them razzle and dazzle us over the past. We've been spoiled as Notre Dame fans. Irish fans can tell you, to see them both on the court, remarkable together. I don't have to say it. Coach Ivy told Lauren and me this before on this podcast. She, as a guard, seeing them together in the gym, said it was some of the best basketball she's ever seen with two guards together in her life and in her coaching career. So that says a lot about both of them. But I bet you if she gets on another team, she may not have to worry about sharing the ball as much. She may be the primary ball handler, right? Depending on whatever team she goes to next. That's a possibility. So you have to think on that level too. She wants to be better and get better. Anybody who is passionate about what they love to do wants to get better. And so you have to not only think about it in that lens, you've got to respect it. You've got to respect the decision that a player makes at this level. They are professionals, right? You're talking about Olivia Miles, who's done all that she can with Notre Dame. And I get it, right? A lot of people are bringing up all these other teams, potentially TCU, UConn, wherever she could go, right? So what? That's her decision. It's her life. She's an athlete and can make the decision. I think a lot of people aren't talking enough about the following. The fact that you as a female in the sport have to make a decision to stay. Because think about this. If you are a male playing basketball right now, I won't even use Notre Dame, anywhere in college, and you have an opportunity to go number 2 as a prospect in the NBA, you are taking that bet 7 times over. You are going to the NBA and living out your dream if you had that opportunity after 3 or 4 years in college, right? The fact that women cannot make that same decision primarily because of the money and the lack of it. You see it, right? You see the differences. You see the misalignment with both leagues. I'm not making this up. These are just facts. You can get upset at the idea of me making this about gender, but let's call a duck a duck. When it quacks, it's probably a duck. Again, I don't know the decision behind Olivia Miles' decision to go into the portal and forego the WNBA draft, but I can tell you that if a male players in a similar situation, they may make the decision, right, to stay and get better at their craft. But if you have an opportunity to go number 2 in the draft as a male, you're going to do that. And the fact that she is not doing that, some may say she can't do that because you may not be making as much money or making as many deals as you are in college. That says a lot about the WNBA. And it says a lot about where things need to go immediately because it's just not fair. It's obviously inequitable. And I think the fairness conversation is something that is extremely warranted. But again, we don't know what we don't know. And so that's something I wanted to bring up about that situation. Altogether, I remember we were talking about the football team, and when they lost to NIU, oh my goodness. When the Notre Dame football team lost to NIU, everyone was calling for Marcus Freeman's job at the head coach position. I know because you were telling me, you were messaging me on Facebook. You lit up the comments on my Facebook posts saying that he is not the right guy for this team. And then look what he ended up doing. He took them all the way to a national championship. He probably didn't win, but nobody wins the first time, and nobody is in his position to go to the national championship within 5 years of coaching. I didn't hear y'all talking about other coaches at Notre Dame when they didn't do that. My point is made. I think a lot of us as fans think we know it all. Even me as a journalist in this community who's been in this community for over 6 years, I don't know it all. And unless you know the people involved directly, we cannot just sit and say that somebody is doing this because of this. Now, we can all have our assumptions. We can all be presumptuous. We can all assume and say that this is being done for this reason, but we just don't know. And whatever the reason is, I wish Olivia the best because, like I said, I've met her and I've seen her play, and she's awesome through and through. In my opinion, she's one of the best, and she's a leader and really good and really talented. And that is what I want to leave you guys with. In general, we in this world get to experience each other. And on rare occasions, we get to enjoy the talents of others, right? I left and went to Denver, and not everyone here was happy about it. Not everyone here was congratulatory about me climbing the ladder, so to speak, and making my way to Denver, Colorado, to do what I love to do what I'm passionate about, storytelling, right? But I did. And I have a talent, which is telling stories. I'm not the best person by any means in the world at telling stories. I could be the first to tell you that and the last. But I can tell you a lot of people were not happy about that decision because I get it. You have habits. You are used to seeing Trisha and I in the morning, right? For 4 years, over 4 years. And when that took place, a lot of people were like, oh, this is going to disrupt a lot of things that I'm used to right now. And I get it. I understood that. But I wanted to do that for me. I didn't make the decision for other people. I made the decision for me because I wanted to know if I could do it. And I did it. And I did it well. And I stole a couple Emmys on the way out. So I did it. But that's what we have to live through. We have to understand that is why I have a little bit better understanding on other athletes. I'm no athlete by any means, but other people who are good at their craft, right? Other artists, other athletes, other people who are devoted to what they love. We get to enjoy what they're talented in. We get to witness that. And to be able to bear witness to what Olivia has done for this team over the years is awesome. And I think that's what we all need to remind ourselves of, is that we're not owed anything by people who have talents. We are lucky to be able to witness other people's talents at a level that is so high, including in basketball at the collegiate level. And so I'm lucky to sit here and say I got to see Olivia play for the Irish. I hope you are too. Don't be upset because of a decision someone else makes that's good for them. I think it was Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss said something like, don't be upset or angry because it's over. Smile because it happened. I could have botched that. I'm not sure if I botched that or not. He said something like that. That was like the only sentence he didn't rhyme. But you get the point, right? And I think we all need to take a step back and look at it from her perspective. This makes sense for her. for whatever reason, it makes sense for her. You don't have to dog the team. You don't have to dog the players. You don't have to make assumptions about the coaches. You don't have to say something is true or say, well, I wonder if something was going on in the backcourt. Who cares? Who cares? It's her decision. She made it. And let's enjoy the fact that she was able to do what she does best for all of us Irish fans for the last several years. That's okay too. So I wanted to put that out there because and I'll be the first to tell you, I didn't grow up an Irish fan, but being here over the last several years, you become one. That's what that team and that's what those players and athletes over at the University of Notre Dame do. They allow you to become acclimated with what they do and to be able to bear witness to their talents. Whether you're a coach or whether you're a player, we're lucky. And I'm lucky to say that I got to witness that team. And even though they didn't win the national championship, doesn't make Niele Ivey less of a fantastic coach than she already is. Let's not get that twisted, okay? She does not pay me to defend her, but I'm going to defend Coach Ivey. Coach Ivey is her, okay? She coached in the NBA for a reason. That didn't happen by accident. She was a dynamite star at Notre Dame. Not to mention, she's a great mother too, right? You don't have to cast aspersions on someone because you think she was a reason because someone left. It was a coaching as a reason. It's not necessarily coaching. Doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be anything more than someone doing something for the betterment of their own life. And so for that, I say thank you, Olivia Miles. We're going to miss you for sure. A lot of people see her at Trader Joe's apparently. And so hopefully I can see her at Trader Joe's before she takes off because she's awesome. But look, that's what I wanted to bring you guys, at least on this podcast edition. Lauren Moss is not here. She's off. She's away. But you know what? She'll be back soon. So hopefully you won't have to hear too many of these podcasts with just me on it. But I hope I made you think. I hope I made you consider something else. We are in interesting times right now in society. And I think that we focus too much on the negative and we need to take a minute. Oh my God, just 1 minute. And sit back and enjoy what we've witnessed, right? Enjoy the good. And I think we had a lot of good with that team. And hopefully there's more good to come. That's the hope. That's it. That's all I got for you this time. Hopefully we get to chat again very soon. Hopefully with Lauren Moss. And if not, you'll hear me again soon. It is April Fool's when this is being recorded, April 1st. I will tell you that I am no fool. I am no fool. So don't you get fooled today. I hope you guys are I will tell you, I saw this morning, I woke up and looked on Instagram and saw a post. And it was a post from a page that is somewhat reputable. It's not a news source. The post mentioned something about stimulus checks going out. And it was a major paragraph that went into deep detail about who gets how much and whatever. And then all of a sudden it ended with, maybe this is an April Fool's joke, ... And I think my heart sank because I don't care how much money you make. Those stimmies, man. Oh, yeah. So I was a fool this morning and I'm usually not one. So don't fall for a fool today. And please don't be one today. I hope you guys understand to have your head on a swivel on this April Fool's Day. I must have my head on a swivel. I'm a journalist too, so I can't get fooled. And I don't think this Olivia Miles news is an April Fool's joke. But if it is, it's a sick joke. It really is. But in all reality, I wish her nothing but the best in that team as well. That does it for me. We appreciate you guys listening to the Something Extra podcast, which had less extra today because I'm the only one doing it. And hopefully we'll talk to you soon.